Senate against Lindsey Graham. And I'm running principally because there is a better way. And I'd like to take a few moments this afternoon to explain to you what I mean by that. But first, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I was raised in Pickens County, just outside of Clemson University. Attended Clemson, and after I graduated, I went down to Columbia to attend law school. And after I got out of law school, I've stayed in the Columbia area since then. I am a partner in a small law firm in downtown Columbia, where my practice principally consists of handling real estate matters, contractual disputes, and employment matters. I mention that because doing that kind of work allows me to see on a daily basis the obstacles that an all-encompassing federal bureaucracy puts in the way of we the people. That needs to be changed, and that is one of the reasons I am running. Second of all, I have been an infantry officer in the South Carolina Army National Guard for almost 19 years. I was deployed to Iraq as part of an embedded training team, which meant essentially that it was myself and a sergeant who worked with a company of Afghan National Army soldiers. In that role, we advised them, we lived with them, we trained with them, and I was awarded the Combat Infantryman's Badge and the Bronze Star for my service there. The point there is I've seen the sharp end of foreign policy, and I understand the sacrifices that it demands of our military and our military families. More important than those, however, are the fact that I am a Christian, I am a husband, and I am the father of 4 wonderful children. And I am extremely concerned for my children because of the way that the business of America has been handled. The America that I have known and my parents and grandparents have known, a land of opportunity, is not what we are lining up for our children and our grandchildren. We have a national debt of $17 trillion. We have unfunded mandates, principally in the areas of Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, of in excess of $100 trillion. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are unimaginable sums of money that we cannot repay, my children cannot repay, and neither can their children. Therefore, we are at this time bequeathing bankruptcy to future generations. Therefore, I would like to go to Washington to restore some fiscal sanity to a town that is addicted to spending. We have got to turn that around, and that is what I would like to do. The next thing I would like to do is I would like to divest power from Washington back to the states so that they can be the 50 laboratories of representative democracy that they were always meant to be. The government that is closest to the people is the most responsive to the people. Our federal government under our Constitution is a government of enumerated powers. All else will reserve to the states. We have forgotten that, particularly in the last 2 or 3 generations, and that trend must be reversed. Finally, I would like to go to Washington because I'm dedicated to taking the 1,000 small steps that are going to be necessary to right the course of this great nation. We, ladies and gentlemen, have gotten ourselves in a pit, principally because of our debt and because the level to which we've allowed the federal bureaucracy to grow. We are not going to get out of the situation we are in with one piece of legislation, in one term of Congress, or even in one 6-year term of the United States Senator. Therefore, it is critical that we send representatives to Washington who are absolutely committed to working on a daily basis to take the small steps necessary to get us back where we need to be. That is what I would like to do, and that is a commitment I have. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, there is a better way, and that is in search of that better way that I am asking you to send me to Washington. Now, in the few minutes I have left, I wanted to cover briefly just some of the major issues with you. First off, on immigration, we cannot allow amnesty. Simply because you've managed to break the law for a certain period of time should not entitle you to any particular benefit. That, first and foremost, diminishes respect for the rule of law, and more than that, it also diminishes the value of the citizenship for which immigrants seek in the first place. Therefore, that cannot be allowed. What we should do, however, is we should nationalize the E-Verify system, which is in effect and is the law in South Carolina today. But it is not the law in all the 50 states. We should make it the law in all 50 states. That way, when immigrants have to have a biometric ID card in order to work, and employers on the back end know that there are substantial criminal and civil penalties for violating the law, The job pool, which draws illegal immigrants here in the first place, dries up. So let's expand the E-Verify system. That won't solve the entire problem, but it is an 85 or 90% solution. Next, on health care, we absolutely must repeal Obamacare. But ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget that the real failure in health care policy did not happen when President Obama came into office. When you have progressive liberals who are in the White House and in control of both houses of Congress, you cannot be surprised when they enact a progressive liberal solution to whatever problem they see. No, the failure came a decade ago in the 108th and 109th Congresses when Republicans, our side, controlled the House and the Senate and the White House. During that time, it was well known that health care costs were exploding. It was also well known that there were free market approaches that could be taken, such as expanding health savings accounts, amending the McCarran-Ferguson Act to allow health insurers to compete across state lines, and a number of other free market initiatives that could have been tried. None of that was done. Our side failed, and look what we reaped because of it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the mistake that I'd like to go to Washington to correct. I would ask you to please take a look at my website, which is my name, BenjaminDunn.org. That's BenjaminDunn.org. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, there is a better way. Thank you so much.